So it's day 7. I promised today that I would cover weight loss because a lot of people were asking me, how much weight have you lost? And I did weigh myself before I started, but never really focused on it. I knew I wanted to weigh myself just because I was doing a month and it would be nice to have a before and after. That's why I actually thought about it at the time. But now I look into it, there's a lot of people who are interested to see what sort of weight I lose and my insights into that. So here goes. I feel that fasting is not the best way to lose weight. It's your body goes into preservation and reservation mode. It doesn't burn up things so fast because it perceives your body as not having anything coming into it. So fasting is definitely not the best way. I mean, I'd like to cover actually in a separate video, not one on this particular, on fasting, but a separate video about hunger strikes because I've actually done that, and I'd like to share my insights in that. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, there's with fasting, I'm not doing it because of that, but people did ask, and I want to share my thoughts on it. And one of the main things that I'd like to share is the fact that if I wanted to lose weight, say, then if it was predominantly right, I need to get rid of my belly, as in what I have sticking out and all the bits that I don't like on my body, then on a personal level, I would go straight into the Cambridge diet. I've done that before. I actually, there's a lovely lady around this local area here in Bristol, in South Bristol, and her name is Jess, and she's fantastic. Such a bubbly, lovely woman who really takes you through it. Really interested in you. You can tell she's connected. She's very intelligent in higher awareness sort of side of it. And yeah, she actually on her record books, I'm still down as the one to lose the most weight within 7 days. I lost 18 pounds in weight in 1 week on the Cambridge diet. It was on something called the Soul Source. So basically, it's Cambridge University, I think, is that designed this this shakes and porridges and other things that you can do. And basically, on a Soul Source, is exactly that. You need to find your soul, because if you don't, you're not going to survive it. It gives you the absolute bare essentials of what that they perceive to be the nutrients, vitamins, and everything else that you need to survive, and the amount of calories that you need to survive a day without going weak. You're not supposed to do a physical job whilst on that one too, but I chose to carry on and work and do that because with me, I'm a very funny person. I'm either 100% or nothing. If I can't really do something to its full potential, I won't start it. But if I feel that I can, if I feel like I've got it all up together, then I'll do it straight away. So for me, it was Soul Source or completely nothing. There's no halfway house. There's no little chocolate bars here and there, albeit Cambridge chocolate bars. I'm going all out. I'm going to do it. So it's no different with the fasting now. I've done a fair bit of research and a lot of research up here as well, just thinking about the way the body works and combined with things I've picked up over the years and see how real it is to me in my life. So yeah, one of the most, that would be the way that you would lose weight if you wanted to lose weight. I'm not a great fan of diets because diet seems to be like a yo-yo thing. People go on a diet and they feel that because they're on a diet, there's a point where they're off the diet. So as soon as they've done the diet and they've got to their goal, they switch the switch and they go back to normal living again. And obviously that brings you straight back to the same place. Great for the dietitians because they just see the same faces coming in every year, wanting to lose weight in sort of this time of year around spring. And, and it's big business for them. But unfortunately, it's not a diet that people are looking for. It's a lifestyle change. That's the main thing. And diets can be positive because they can give you the weight loss and then give you the lifestyle change with it. So you actually get into a routine where you know what food types are, you know what's in them, and you know how to, you know what you lose weight on and what you don't. So that's a fantastic way of, sort of kicking you into that habit. should I say. But the most important thing about dieting is that you need. And the trouble with dieting is, like I say, that switch is flipped, and a lot of people going along to these diets, they're using it as a form of intimidation. So if you're looking for outside intimidation in order to be able to stop eating, then you're never going to find. You're never going to, because as soon as that outside intimidation's gone, or you switch off to it, or you no longer care what a certain person thinks or whatever, then you switch off the dieting and you don't care. Say you went on to slimming, your intimidation would be whether you're in Weight Watchers. Here in the UK, we've got plans called Weight Watchers and Slimming World. You'd go along, you'd stand on those scales in front of a group of people like-minded who want to lose weight, and you would fear that you're going to put on 1 or 2 pounds in front of everybody, and that would be your reason for going on to the group to talk about what you've eaten. I mean, it's a fantastic idea, but you can see where I'm coming from. Every time you look external, you're never going to find anything. Everything that you need is within, and the only person that you actually need to you lose any weight for is yourself. As soon as you look outside, you say, I'm going to lose weight because I want to look good for so-and-so, or I'm going to lose weight because so-and-so thinks this of me, and da-da-da-da-da. There's always going to come a point where you switch off to that, and that would be the point when you go into slimming one day, 1 week, and it happens all the time. You've had a big water retention, but you've stuck to the diet rigidly. You go in, you've put on a pound, or put on 2 pounds, and then you feel embarrassed in front of everybody. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, you've been eating and messing up, and then you just give up at that point. You think, oh, what's the point? Because now my intimidation's gone. I've already broke that barrier. See how it is? I've already broke that barrier. I've already taken that that barrier down. So now I can sort of have a little thing as a treat if I feel like it doesn't really matter from here on. So that's why I'm not a great fan of diets. I think a lifestyle change is great. Like say for fasting, I know a lot of people and they've stuck to it, for years now. People who I never thought would ever stick to it, but they do what's called the 5-2. So it's sort of 5 days eating and 2 days fasting. During the 5 days eating, they eat what they want, but because they do the 2 days fasting, it almost changes their makeup. It changes the way they are, and they don't want to binge on those other days. It becomes something insignificant. So that's really important. It's like, for instance, this fasting, I didn't go blasting it everywhere for months before I started it. I just, people were interested. I sort of said, oh, I'm going to start a fast, and then people online and people said, be really interested to see, like, how you're getting on, and a sort of a daily diary, if that's all right. I was like, okay, so I'll do this. So remember that I'm not doing it for everybody out there. I'm doing it in terms of the fasting. I'm doing it for me, for my own personal reasons. And if you do it for you and you within, you already know it's done. And you see this in people. You see this in people wherever you go. I give talks all around the country at cancer seminars because I'm a great believer in sort of alternative methods other than all the chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and all the other treatments that they come out with today. I'm a great believer in that you can do it yourself, through nutrition, the mind, and everything else. So I go around giving these talks around the country, and to do with the mind, not nutrition so much. And you get to speak to some very, very clever people who are obviously talking. They might be talking before me or after me. You get to stand there with them and have a great conversation about what the food side of it is, what the mind side of it is, and most importantly about the people. Because in every time you do a talk, there could be 20 people waiting around to talk to you afterwards because they find your words quite inspirational and uplifting, and they really feel positive about themselves. And in that 20 people, and we all say it, all the speakers, these are very clever people, these speakers. They've written books, been published, all on nutrition and everything else, and they're very clever people. And we all agree that in that 20 people that approach us afterwards and they're asking loads of questions, you know, sometimes I'll spend longer answering questions in the foyer than I will actually giving the talk. And, you know, that could be like I could be there 2 hours, 4 hours, but I won't leave people. If they want to know information, I won't leave them stranded, you know. So so what we all notice is that in that 20 people that come to you afterwards around about that, there's always one that you know got it. There's always one that you see that they got that spark. There's something in them. They're not doing it for anybody else. They don't want any points for doing it. They're not seeking any sort of you know, notification or anything. You know, notification. What the word? I don't know what word I'm looking for. But you know, they're not seeking that. They just want to do it for them. And these are the people you just know they've already done it. They've already completed it. It's like me with this. I've said from day one, you know, I've been preparing for this fast. This is not a 5-minute fad. I haven't been blasting it all over the internet for 10 months, but that's how long I've been planning it. I actually, last summer was when I decided that, for a lot of reasons, that I wanted to, and a particular video I watched, which I shared online, that I wanted to, you know, go for this and actually do it. Now, I didn't spend 10 months saying I'm going to do a fast next year, I'm going to do a fast, my fast is coming up, it's springtime now, I'm going to do. I didn't say anything. I just put up one post saying I'm starting a fast just before I started it. And people ask, they ask if you can do a video log, and you know, great. If it helps people, fantastic. So I'm doing this for me. And that's and I know inside of my heart, I didn't actually think I'd be able to go 23 hours a day. But I know inside my heart it's already done, because today, for instance, you know, I've now gone since, what time was it yesterday that I ate? I think it was 7:30 last night that I ate. No, 7 o'clock, so it was between 7 and 8 o'clock last night that I ate, is now midday. I've got to last another 6.5 hours till 6:30 tonight. Until I eat. Not necessarily, I haven't picked that time in particular. It just so happens that I'm having food, you know, brought to me by my daughter, by my eldest daughter. So, yeah, that's 24.5 hours, if I got that right. And you know, that's just something I should be climbing the walls now. I should be led down, passed out with hunger or whatever, but it's not there. It's not there. I feel, of course I've got a rumbling belly, but I don't see myself as being hungry. I know that might sound really strange, and I need to cover this, I think, in another video, another time. It may sound really strange, but it's not hunger. It's my body's changing, and my body feels different inside, and I feel a clarity, and obviously I could quite easily eat, but I don't feel hungry, and I don't feel weak. And I think there's a few reasons for that, and I need to do videos on that as well, and then just cover that. But you know, going back to the original point of this video, so I've lost 8 pounds, so just over half a stone this week, and you know, I feel great. I can feel that. I can feel it slimmer. I can feel it slimmer. There's not the main reason I'm doing it, but I feel that the biggest thing to get from this video today, and what I'm trying to say to you guys out there, is the only person you have to do it for is you.